Good morning. This is the Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. How's everybody doing? It's Sunday for me. Gonna try and get some more stuff done around the house, but I was just finishing up my morning, drinking coffee and watching stuff and everything, and I caught a clip that I want to talk about, a little video. So just to kind of, you know how, just to kind of Yeah, I'm a great speaker, huh? That's why I got 5 listeners. It's all right though. Um, but like you hear those stories, and I know there's like just fact stories, or like actual documented stories of like Afghanistan kids back in the 80s and stuff. When Russia and everybody, and they were fighting the Taliban, and some farming family that gets dragged into it, and then their house gets blown up or their dad gets blown up because America helped supply some bombs and they missed the target or something. And so then they grow up knowing that America killed their father, and build all this hate and aggression, and they want to and then you have the next the war that happened, or maybe they even joined the Taliban before him to get revenge. Or when the war started, they definitely like, what, screw this, they're not coming into my country, they killed my dad, yada yada yada, right? Things that happen to children, especially like their parents or something, that really just kind of ruin their childhood and their life in a sense, really hold on to that. And I think that Trump's son Barron, I think he's in that category, just on the other side. You know what I mean? So I didn't watch the inauguration like straight because I watched it afterward. So I was able to kind of skip and fast forward a little bit. So I didn't really watch. It tastes like so yellow. I drink a lot of coffee. My wife's like, "Stop drinking coffee," but it's like, man, that's the only thing that makes me happy. I mean, aside from her, but yeah, I need to get some whitening. I haven't had my teeth cleaned in a while though here in the Philippines. All right, getting off track. So I just watched parts of it, and I didn't study it, because I don't have the attention span. But I saw this clip of this girl who does like lip reading. She's able to do some lip reading, and then once she says it, it's like, okay, yeah, it's pretty obvious. So maybe she's not quite, but I don't know. I did kind of see it on some headlines, but I didn't pay much attention to it. But this clip is when Barron shakes the hand of Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, and then goes over to his mom. And it is like, I don't know. I think Biden's in for in for some shit. I don't know, because he didn't pardon himself. His stuff. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I think it's bullshit that they were pardoned, like Fauci and all them. But at the same time, it's like, and I kind of feel bad for Biden, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously he's crooked, but I think he's just kind of old and slow, and you know what I mean? Like, he gets taken advantage of a lot, I think. Not to say that he, didn't help his son become rich and overseas, whatever. But I think some of it, I don't know if, I don't know if like Barron blames, Biden and them for the assassination attempt. I mean, they could have a part in it. Not legitimately, but like just the rhetoric and everything they were talking about, But he can hold some, hold what's the word I'm looking for? Resentment towards Biden for, all the legal battles that his dad went through, which was bullshit. The raid on their house and everything, I think, that really kind of the Biden and the administration and the DOJ, they might have like kicked a hornet's nest by going after him the way they did, and that's what's kind of funny. It's just like in those movies where people try so hard to stop something from happening that if they just didn't do anything at all, it would have been more successful. You know what I mean? So think about it. Biden or Trump lost, and if they just like, okay, who cares? Nobody, just whatever, forget about him, whatever. Maybe he wouldn't even ran. Maybe he would have been like, you know what, screw this. I'll just kind of support other people and whatever. But then the more they kept attacking him, he's like, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to get back in office and I'm going to make you cry. And so I'm kind of thinking, But anyway, so this video, let's see. I'm going to pull it up here. Okay, so I should have it on the screen. All right, I'm going to push play right now. So you see Barron go over there, shakes Biden's hand, shakes Bill's, and then he whispers something to Biden. And look at Biden's dumbass face. He's just like, whoa, what? And then he talks to his mom, like, right? Okay. And she's like, And then look at this. He looks at him, you motherfucker. All right, so what the person right here, he says, it's on. That's what he says to him. It's on. Right? And then he goes over here to his mom, and she's like, try to be nice. He's like, I will. And then he just gives him the death look. Dude, he's on a mission, man. He's not he hasn't forgotten. I hope it doesn't go to his head and make him like too punishery, you know what I mean? But he might be a force to be reckoned with there, right there. And how old is he? Like 19? Dude. I think he's going to try and make it. I get the feeling that he is going to be the absolutely best person in the world that he can be. No drugs, no drinking, no, hooking up with women and all that kind of stuff. Just focus on, he's trying to do some sort of business venture with some other people. Like maybe he's going to stay out of the political spotlight, but just be kind of building an empire and this and that. And then I think he will, if things haven't changed, then he will run and he will like, you ain't got nothing on me. I'm gonna ravage the deep state and just totally get rid of all the deep state BS. You know what I mean? It's like, because I mean that's what it was. It's just, it's the same thing. And then now Trump's releasing the files that they have, which they have released. I haven't looked into it yet though. My dumbass. I'm going to talk about it, but I don't even know. Did they release it? I think they did. But to me, it's like they say, okay, it's not going to be redacted. But I kind of think like any kind of information that would really be like, oh, look, it was CIA. I think it was gotten rid of. They got rid of it. There's nothing that's going to be like clear as day what happened. I think they've had so much time to get rid of the evidence and do all this kind of crap. Like, what's going to be left, really? You know what I mean? What can there really be left to? I mean, I hope so. But if you think about it, they've had this information about, well, MLK too, right? And JFK, and they're like, oh, we got the information, but it's being sealed. It's not going to be open for 70-something years or whatever it was, And it's like, that right there tells you it was the deep state, it was the government, the corrupt deep state government that did it. You know what I mean? Why else would they just, oh no, we were going to seal it and wait for, so everybody that would have been involved is dead. It's like, what? How is that even right or ethical? You know what I mean? And that right there tells you that it wasn't just some lone crazy guy. It was the government. The government killed JFK. And I mean, when I say government, it could be CIA, FBI, but yeah, they were all, and it's the same thing with Trump. Did they, I don't think like they created and raised the kid like some of the movies and whatever. I think they found a mentally unstable liberal who kind of they could coax and put the bug in their ear and do a little bit of training and get them to do what they need. But thank God they missed. And I don't know. I used to think that, you know what, it's not over. Like I have this feeling that Trump is gonna end up dying in office from getting like poisoned or something. I really hope not. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna look real quick. See if what's come up about it. I know he's going to or he's about to. So he declassifies. Let me see. I'm gonna just read a little bit. Just kind of crazy. I remember watching the first time I really paid attention to JFK was, I think, 8th grade. I was in 8th grade, my history class, and it was right around just after the JFK movie came out. So, my teacher was talking about JFK, and we watched the film JFK and everything, and I remember that at the end of the film, it said that. It was like, oh, it'll be released in 30 years or whatever it was, which is now actually, or actually past. And I just remember thinking, like, how is that, like, if they know who did it, how can they, like, not, I don't know. All right, I'm going to read this real quick, though. So, President on Thursday signed an executive order to declassify files related to the series of high-profile assassinations of President JFK, RFK, and Martin Luther King. Trump has long promised to release. Okay, many of the files related have already been disclosed. Yeah, been redacted. The records. Well, let's see. Within 15 days of the day of this order. Also, it hasn't came out yet, so it's gonna probably little by little or something. But then you have like, I guess like JFK's grandson is like, ooh. You bring it up in your family. It's like, dude, it's not just about you and your family. It's like, it's about America. You know what I mean? So yes, we deserve to know. There is no. It's like, dude, how can you? Well, he probably knows, but I'm wondering if maybe it's just gonna really bring a shitstorm. But then it's like, if it was so easy. See, this is the other thing why people like Trump. How many presidents since JFK? I mean, God, Barack. Why didn't he release them? Why didn't Bush? Because they were corrupted. The deep state had their fangs and their talons in them. But they don't have them with Trump. And that's why they tried to shoot him. Twice. Because a lot of shit's going to come out. Makes you kind of wonder what's going on behind the scenes. Like, are people... I'm assuming that all of a sudden people are just going to be disappearing, either fleeing or dying. I don't know. It's going to be... Wow, I'm sitting really far from my microphone. I hope... So, yeah, I think it picked up. But It's kind of crazy. I mean, this should happen. This should happen long time ago. Long time ago. And that's the thing is like people that just hate Trump, they're like, I don't know why. Why you want Trump? It's like, dude, because he's not a politician. He wants what's good for the country, and he's doing it. And he's not a little bitch that's going to get fucked in the ass by the deep state and, oh, this is what you're going to do. Oh, no, you can't do it. You can do this, so it makes it whatever, but no, you're not going to. Because now it's like, yeah, most of those people are gone, but it's like they have some sort of legacy, you know? And right now they're looked upon in a, in a fair way. Like they're, oh, they helped, this and that, blah, blah, whatever. And now when this comes out, it's going to, those people.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Are going to be, traitors and conspiracy, or not conspiracy, but just not looked at in a nice light. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what they worry about now, is like their legacy. But it's like, dude. And see, that's kind of annoying though, when people are corrupt and evil and then they worry about how they're going to be looked at. It's like, dude, well, that's who you are, man. If you're corrupt and evil, don't you want to be like, look at me, I was evil? No, they want to, I don't know. But that's Satan right there, man. That's evil. That's legitimately evil. And then it's like, God, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff now because Trump did all his presidential orders, executive orders. Oh, wow, there's a really cool bird out my window. Squirrel. But, and then people are like, oh my gosh, they're getting rid of all the black people. Because, the majority of the black people, that's who, the affirmative action. It's like, yeah, that's kind of how it was. And it was needed back in the day in the 60s. But it's not needed anymore, And they sit there and, there was a video of people crying about how, in the private sector, there's the percentage of blacks to whites is huge. Like, there's hardly any blacks, right? But then in the government sector, it's all a huge percentage of black people, right? And I don't want to, say anything negative or racist or, what's the other word? Stereotypical. But most people that work for the government, their jobs are pointless. They're easy. And it's almost impossible once you're, been a government employee for 3 years, I think it is, 3 or 4. It's almost impossible to lose your job. And you don't do crap. They don't hardly do nothing. They do a couple little things. They check their emails. They'll do a couple whatever. But most of the time, it's they ain't doing shit. You have people that are mechanics and certain things that they're working. But as far as office, except for HR, man, they're always busy. But there are so many jobs because I worked in, the government sector, and there's lots of people that, had some jobs that kept them busy or whatever. But there's a lot of people that have jobs where it's the easiest job in the world. You know what I mean? And our taxpayers are paying for that. And it's and there's some of those jobs are just really not needed. You have an office of 10 people, and 3 of them could do all the jobs of those 10. So get rid of those 7. Hey, I just did math. And then there you go. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's there's other jobs out there. I don't know. So I like that he's trying to get rid of some of almost like freeloaders in a sense, But that's why, I guess black folks were like, some people get a job and they tell their buddies, oh, dude, oh man, this is, you know, um, I'm gonna hook you up and get you this job. It's so easy. And then once you get, I forget what the term is, because I had it. I remember once I got it and I want to say established, but that's not the word. That's not the term. But, and then even like in the post office, my wife worked at the post office, and it's like people in there would sit there and like they would really try and stretch out their work to try and get overtime. Like they would milk it like crazy. And my wife was like, I just want to get work done and go home. And they're like getting mad because she's doing her routes quick and getting stuff done. They're like, yo, you got to slow down. You got to slow down. Come on, man. You're going to make us look bad. We're going to lose overtime. You know what I mean? The government is filled with that crap. The government spends okay, here's an example of government spending, right? So I worked and lived on a government installation that did like testing. I'm not going to say a whole lot, and so we lived in the housing. It was actually pretty cool because it got taken out of my paycheck, my rent. So I never paid anything. It was just, we had the house. It was actually a pretty sweet deal. Like anybody who's like kind of having to reset their life, and like that was a perfect job because that at the time I was getting some overtime. But anyway, so there's this whole like little mini city, right? There was a bowling alley, a movie theater, there was a subway, there was like apartments, but they were like barracks for the soldiers that were there. They had like a little cafe, restaurant, and they had houses, all over, right? And at one point in time, the government, if your department, let's say you're in charge of a department and you get like a certain budget, like, okay, I get $10. I mean, they get a lot more than that, right? But so they get $10 for their budget. If they don't spend that $10, they'll get less money next year. So by the end of the fiscal year, I mean, okay, I guess 10, that's a stupid way to do it, but you get like 50 grand or whatever it is, right? To spend on whatever kind of things that your department needs. If you don't spend that money, you're going to get less next month. So what they do is they just start buying stupid shit. I mean, stuff that you kind of need, but it's not, or no, stuff that you could use, but it's not needed, really. You know what I mean? So we the end of the fiscal year. Hey, what's some stuff we could use? It'd be cool if we could get a water cooler. Oh yeah, okay, good idea. And that's what they do. And it should be like, if you spend less, like after like 3 years, you should get like some kind of bonus or something. They should, reward people for being frugal and able to do their job, But that's how the government is, right? So at this place where I lived, they, the installation, whoever is in charge, whatever, hey, we have some, we got to spend some money, right? So what they did is like, okay, they put in a bid to have all the roofing done, because it got snow there where I lived, and put metal roofing on all the houses, right? So they were doing that. And I remember they were doing that when I was there. And then like 2 years later, they started tearing down a lot of the houses that just had these brand new metal roofs. So when they put the bid in, they knew those houses were going down. When they put the roofs on the houses, they knew they were going to get torn down. But they still do it. It's government spending in a nutshell. Like it's horrendous. And it's good that Trump's going to try and fix this, because it's stupid. Our tax dollars, our tax dollars are going to this stupid crap. You know what I mean? It's like horrible. Government is horrible at spending and budgeting and all that stuff. So, I mean, I was a government employee. Who knows? Maybe if I still was, I would be getting shit canned now. But I mean, which would suck, I guess. But the thing is too, when you are in a government position and you can no longer do your job, whether it's on you or it's like laid off, like what Trump's doing, hey, we're getting rid of these positions. You don't just get kicked to the curb. They will find you a job that's equivalent to the pay and what it is. Now, it may be kind of a shitty job, but it's still a job. And you get like 3 choices. So they're like, here you go, here's this. No, I don't want that. Okay. And then, a couple days later, a week later, okay, here, there's this job here. You can read the description and everything like that. Okay, cool, I'll take that. Or you can say no, but on the third one, if you say no, that's it. Then you're done. Then you're kicked to the curb. So, all these people crying like, oh my God, these people. It's not nowhere near as bad. I mean, are some people going to have that option? Probably, maybe, I guess. I don't know. It's possible, but because they can only, they only have so many jobs, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I think it's good. Thanks for hanging out. I think Barron's going to be a badass, and I'll see you guys all next time. God bless. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.